Good morning, Cavalier Nation. I'm Isabel.
And I'm Jasmine, and this is Cavalier Connections, the podcast that connects the amazing people and fun events and around our school division to you, our listening audience.
Today, we are diving into why people teach in Caroline. According to the 2023 Census Bureau, Caroline County is a rural community of roughly 32,000 people. Caroline County is not as affluent of a community compared with its neighbors, and only has one school division of 6 schools. The economy is still primarily agricultural, with some manufacturing and tourism.
Caroline County also has a growing residential area due to its proximity to major cities like Richmond and Washington, D.C. Caroline County is beautiful and is known for its scenic landscapes, open spaces, and a slower pace of life. Caroline also has a lot of historic influence and is home to several historic plantations, churches, and battlefields from the Civil War.
So, what is the draw to working in Caroline? What are some reasons that people come to Caroline to work and then stay here for the duration of their career? We at Cavalier Connections are here to find out.
This week, our guest is Miss Stephanie Moultrie, fourth grade teacher at Madison Elementary School and new teacher of the year. She is in her fourth year of teaching fourth grade in Caroline County. This year, she is focusing on Virginia studies and science. She is originally from Los Angeles and has lived in Caroline for 7 years. She is a mom to 3 students at Madison Elementary School and loves to spend time with them in her free time. Thank you, Miss Moultrie, for joining us today. Welcome to Cavalier Connection Studio.
Let's start by getting to know you better. What brought you all the way from Los Angeles to Caroline County? Was moving from the West Coast to the East Coast a shock to your system?
Yeah, you guys did an awesome job with describing many of the things that are special about Caroline County. But I'd like to add one more, and that's the military. We're close to many different military installations, one of them being Fort Walker here in Bowling Green. So I actually came to Caroline as an army wife. Our family was stationed at Fort Walker. I've lived in 5 other states, so it wasn't my first time living on the East Coast, but Caroline is definitely the most rural place I've lived. It has been a shock to the system, but in good ways. I love the slower pace of life and have really enjoyed living here in Caroline.
Teaching is definitely a challenging profession on so many levels, and with our political climate, it isn't the occupation people are flocking to. What inspired you to be a teacher?
I love working with kids. I love building connections with them and helping them grow in a lot of different areas educationally, relationally, and emotionally. I love seeing how much they grow and witnessing their aha moments when they catch on to something that they've been struggling with and the pieces finally come together. And as a mom, I also love the time it allows me with my own kids and being able to be a bigger part of their elementary school memories. Summers off doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, it's definitely good because you're guaranteed all the holidays.
Yes.
We know that working with all sorts of students all the time, crazy schedules, and demands from a lot of people can weigh heavily on a teacher's workday. What do you think are some of your biggest challenges as a teacher? How do you overcome those challenges?
I'd say the biggest challenge for me is maintaining a good balance between work and personal life because I have a tendency to let those crazy schedules and demands bleed into my personal life too much. It was especially challenging the first year or two because I felt like everything needed to be done and answered immediately. But I'm learning and getting better every year with learning that I can leave some stuff for later and what needs to be done now, I can do now.
We want to know why it's a good idea to teach in Caroline. What do you like best about working at Madison Elementary?
Caroline is an awesome place to teach. It's a small community, but it offers a lot. And my favorite part about the community in general is just the involvement that a lot of the different businesses and people have in the schools. You can tell that a lot of the businesses and people really love the students and want to support as much as they can, such as Caroline's Promise and the YMCA swim lessons for second graders. Um, at Madison, I really love working there specifically because it is a small, tight-knit school. I love that I get to have a lot of siblings of my former students and stay in touch with them that way and get to know the families because there's only a few teachers on each grade level. So I do get a lot of siblings or cousins and stuff. So that's been neat to experience.
As you know, learning comes in many forms, and learning in elementary school is a whole lot different from learning in high school. What are some of the fun activities you've done with your students to help them learn a difficult topic?
I have a couple activities that I look forward to every year. One is a writing prompt, which writing is always something that students tend to struggle with. So I do a winter themed prompt with how I got stuck in a snow globe, and they write a story that they spend time editing and writing a final draft. And then I take a picture of each of them, and they're pretending to be in a snow globe. So they cut their little image out and then they put it in a snow globe and decorate it to go with their story. Um, and then the second is an activity that I like to do with my Civil War unit. And so students choose one of the people that we learn about, they research them, and then they create something similar to like when Google decorates like their Google image for like a holiday or something. And so they take like each letter, like the G could represent for Harriet Tubman or railroad track, and the O is a spyglass, and the other O is a North Star. And so they decorate that. And they love doing the research, but they also love taking those facts that they learn and turning it into something creative.
That sounds like a bunch of fun.
Yeah, I think it is.
What advantages do you feel working in Caroline County has over working in other school districts?
I think the biggest advantage is the staff. We have amazing teachers, leaders, and support staff. Because it is such a small community, I think that it can make it easier for people to feel more connected to each other and to the students and families. And when we feel more connected, we take more ownership in how we lead and how we work with and support the staff, students, and families. I think it's really well balanced there.
What advice would you give someone just starting out in teaching, especially in a smaller district?
Don't be afraid to reach out and ask lots of questions or ask for help. There's so many different ways to do things, and each teacher, para, specialist, support staff, we all bring our own set of skills and strengths that together we can make a huge impact. Every person in the building is a vital part of the team, and we can do so much more and learn so much more when we leverage that team and learn to work together and ask for help when we need it.
Teachers have such a huge impact on the lives of students everywhere. I think it's true to say that almost every student has a favorite teacher at some time in their lives. Do you have a favorite teacher from when you were going through school? If so, who was he or she, and why were they your favorite?
Miss Parker was my home. We called it home economics. I think you guys call it maybe family and consumer science now. It's a little bit different. But she was my favorite because she was always approachable, and we knew that she cared about us outside of class and outside of our academic achievements. I learned a lot from her, but I think I learned more because I knew that she loved us and she cared about us. She was a great reminder to me that a huge part of teaching is the relationship piece, making sure that our students know that they're loved and valued for who they are, not just what they know or what they can do in the classroom.
One of the great things about Caroline is that because we are a smaller community, we students get to see our teachers in real life, in stores, in restaurants, and at local festivals. How often do you run into students outside of the classroom?
All of the time, and I love it. I love running into them at the grocery store, and I especially love it when my kids are doing Little League or at Parks and Rec, and I get to see them at their sporting events and support them there too.
Making a decision on where to work is a hard decision. Why do you think teaching in Caroline has been the right decision for you? What keeps you going to work each and every day?
Working in Caroline has been the best decision for me and my family because it's helped us become more connected to the community. I love that we're not just lost in a city and a system of thousands, that we can see and also be friendly faces whether that's at school, work, or out in the community. My love for students and coworkers keep me coming to work each day. Also, my love for learning new things from the staff and students and families that I work with is really helping me grow a lot as an educator as well.
Last but definitely not least, congratulations on earning New Teacher of the Year. That is quite an honor. Were you surprised, and what did you do to celebrate?
Thank you. I was surprised. I didn't do much to celebrate. I think my kids probably drew me pictures. That's about it. It was just exciting, and yeah.
We know we've taken up some of your valuable time today, so we'll wrap things up.
Thank you, Ms. Moultrie, for your time and insight on the joys of working at Caroline County Public Schools. Thank you, our listeners, for joining us on Cavalier Connections today.
You have just been listening to the Cavalier Connections, a production of the Cavalier Nation News produced by Mass Media and Innovation at Caroline High School.
I'm Jasmine, signing off for today.
And I'm Isabel, and we'll make more connections next time.